Hang on a second, guys. We're having some technical difficulties. 1, 2, 3. Please power on. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. How are you? It's good to see you, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to a late night hangout. I hope everybody's doing well. I am the Dungeon Delver. Welcome. If you don't know me, well, welcome to my channel. Just kind of doing a late night live stream thing. You know how it is. Just wanted to sit down and paint for a little bit and chat with you guys. It's a little weird. I got to get like a painting setup if I'm going to be doing these paint streams. I bought some Vanna Black. Yeah, right. It's everywhere. But anyway, so we're going to be painting. We're going to be painting Sophie up tonight. I'm going to be enjoying a little bit of orange soda. Apple and orange soda. It's quite good. This isn't the new. This is not like a new setup. This is like painting setup. And in fact, I'm going to be switching over to like a different cam view in a little bit. But I just wanted to join in. Goblin Scribe, hello. How are you? Orbital Air, greetings. Yang, the K5K. Jack Photon, how are you? There was something I was... Oh, Jack, yeah, I got some skins I got to get you, man. Sorry, it's been a busy few weeks. I apologize. So I really have nothing new to report other than we're going to work on this miniature, and I'm going to get the multiple cameras going here in just a second. So you're going to be seeing from 3 angles. You're going to be seeing from over there and over here and down here on this little camera. You've been away, but I hope you've been good. I hope you've been good. One thing that I did notice between last week was when I just put tap water in my painting cup. My painting cup was dusty on the inside, and I kept glancing over and seeing like scum, like a scum of dust on top of my water. I'm amazed that the mini wasn't just completely wrecked with gobbets of dust. So if you want to know a little bit about the mini that we're painting, let me see. I literally, like, I have a monitor over here, and my other monitor is... Oh, I can turn it. Okay. All right. I can see that a little bit better. So my other monitor is there, and now I can adjust things a little bit. So that is cam 1. That is cam 2, but here we go with cam 3. So you guys can see Sophie as I have worked on her. Come on, come and focus. There we go. And I did get some skin shading on her there. You can see. Sort of turn her a little bit. So she did get shaded last week, and I got her eyes done. I'm not sure how well that's going to focus in. But I did get her eyes painted. And we're going to work on her wings and some other large scale areas tonight. The first thing I'm going to be doing with her wings is actually, I'm going to be using, this is this is Null Oil, also known as Umber Wash from Vallejo. So we're going to start by washing her wings with Umber Wash. So it's hard enough to paint a model you don't know you could do it. Let's see. If I lived in California, I'd be drinking and painting with gray water. Yeah, no thanks. If I lived in California, I wouldn't live in California. So do you guys like this setup? Do you want to go back to just like a single cam? Let me know in the comments below. If you super chat me, I'll do whatever you want within reason. So let's go ahead and fire it up. Let's get started. Actually, before I get started, see if I can do this without killing myself. By which I mean tripping over and falling over anything YouTube. I'm going to try and stand up and get, because my shop rag is over there, and I'm definitely going to be needing that. Is there any one way to have a cam get a closer view of the model? I mean, I can try to adjust. Let me see. Properties, configure video, camera control. I can try and zoom. Like, that's as good as I get for digital zoom. Let me see. Control. I can zoom that one in a little bit. That's not bad. Can I tilt it upwards a bit? There we go. So I have heard a ton about Stars Without Number, but I haven't played it. I don't know anything about it. I don't know what the rule system is. I can't really give a good overview of it. I can't, and I'm sorry. Hang on, guys. Whoops. That's just going to get knocked off. Like, that's going to hit the floor in just a second. So I'm just going to move it and avoid it and see if I can turn here and get in here, and you guys can see my big fat gut. Straight out of Gut Hawk. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's get started. And we'll jump right in, and we'll get some paint on some miniatures. Here, this is a nice large area brush that I can get some of this umber wash in. Now, what I'm going to do, because you might think, and you would be largely right, that the umber wash is not going to show up very well against the black. It's more just to fill in cracks and so on. But once that's done and it's dried, I'm going to dry brush a lighter-ish shade of brown, like a dark chestnut shade of brown, onto the wings to give them like a leathery, brownish, blackish appearance. So let's go ahead. I'm not going to put any water in this. I'm just going to wash this straight on. So let's get painting. Let's get to painting here. So I'm literally just sort of brushing this in to catch folds and creases. I'm not so much looking for any detail here because these wings are not terribly detailed to begin with. And this does not take very long. This washing does not take very long. I won't have anything to show you of this. It's not going to show up on camera. I'm literally just trying to catch the few folds these wings have. Sandra Garrity did a very, very, very good job with these wings, making them very taut skin, but it makes it heck to try and get details on. So bless you and curse you, Sandy Garrity. So there we go. We're just washing it on. And some of the black is going to show through. But once we start dry brushing brown on it, it's going to look boss. Because we're going to be hitting the upper surfaces. And it's really, really going to snap. It's really, really, really going to look good. So there's the wings with a little bit of umber wash on them. And as I said, you can't really make out any details on those. It's a happy little wing. Goblin Scribe, is this your first time hanging out on the live stream with us? I apologize if it's not, and you're like, no, you dummy, I've been on here before. I super chatted you like $500. So if that's the case, I apologize. Hey, Cooperative Waffles, how are you? Good to see you. And now I have a ton of umber wash that I don't really have anything to do with. I mean, if I was painting other minis, I could, I could bring it up. You know what I can do with this? I'm actually going to do something fun with this. I don't think these guys are sealed. Does anybody need a shading? No, I think they're pretty shaded. These are my extremely speed painted manticores that I did for White Plume Mountain. I painted each one of these in about 20 minutes. Well, it is what it is. Oh, you watched yesterday. Cool. So this is technically your second. Hey, if you're new out there, if you're in the audience and you haven't watched a show before, pop in and say hi. Say hello. We love to hear from you. Okay. While that is setting up and drying, we are going to put on some big paint colors. And what we are going to be putting on is the reds. We're going to do the sack. We're going to do her tabard. And probably her hat. So let's go ahead and let's get started on those with red. Now, I thought about doing blood reds with these, like the Reaper bloods. Essentially, there is Bloodstain red is the darkest, and then we have Carnage red, and then we have Clotted red are our levels 33, 34, and 35. But I think those would literally be too ugly. Those are reds for chaotic evil fighters and that sort of thing. Like I'm using those on my Blood Angel Terminators for my Space Hulk 3rd Edition set. Hey, Sean Raider, greetings. So let's go ahead and get started here. And we will start doing this because you guys wanted red, not green. You wanted American Santa Claus, not British Father Christmas colors. So we'll go ahead and we'll start with red. And what we're going to start with, this is a very festive red. This is Reaper Clear Red, which is not part of a triad as far as I know. This is 9094. So I got to shake this for a minute. I'm getting a paint shaker for Christmas. Mrs. the Dungeon Dollar asked, she was like, well, what do you want for Christmas? I came up with a bunch of stuff today, but I'm not going to put it on her. I'm not going to put it on my wife to scramble and try and get the things that I couldn't think of for literally 360 days to try, watch her try and scramble. I will birthday presents and that sort of thing. And most of it's fairly practical stuff. Like I bitch about the mouse on my streaming box over here all the time. I need a new mouse for that. The mouse on my editing, gaming, whatever PC is broken. in an interesting way. So the Wheeling Dragon, hello. Good to see you roll in. I was not flicking you off. I drummed with my middle fingers, and if I had drummed with my index, I would have done that. But anyway, so yeah, I'll have a paint shaker, and it's one of the ultrasonic ones, and it'll be a lot of fun because I'm going to do this more. I may do the paint streams. I've talked about this. I may do the paint streams over on the hobby channel when I get it going, but I don't know. A tattoo ink shaker. Yeah. Is it one of those things? It's like a dome, and it's just got like a rubber nipple on top, and you hold the paint bottle on it while it hums away, and it's like an ultrasonic dealy. All right. So let's start with some clear red. Now this is paint. This is not wash. This is paint. So what we got to do is, and I think I'm going to have to find a paper clip. I hope I can find a paper clip. I don't know, that's not bad. But we're going to have to get the special sauce here. So we have Reaper 9106 Flow Improver. And this is basically a paint medium because you want to go with thin coats. You want to do thin coats. So Sean, yeah, that's what I've got coming. You can add water here at this stage. Like I have distilled water in here. So, I can add a little bit of water, but that's more going to be my brush cleaning water. So I don't have 2 cups right now. I really should, but mostly listening tonight. Outpatient. Oh my gosh. Wheeling Dragon. We hope you're doing well. Good thoughts up for Wheeling Dragon, everyone. Let's see it in the chat. Let's see it in the chat. I hope you are doing okay this evening. All right. So let's get ready here. And let's check our paint consistency. That is perfect. You want it just about like skim milk, really, and not much more than that. Mike, this is Sophie the succubus. She is the mascot of Reaper Minis. This is not a sponsored video or anything. I just had this like forever and a day. But Sophie is good. Sophie is good. She is not and away we go. And I already like that. This is not a good area coverage brush, but that's all right. And I'm not trying to hide this from you guys. It's just a little difficult to lean forward and paint. My body wants to lean back and relax to paint. Now, one thing with painting, this is a basic technique thing. But when you're painting, keep your strokes always going in the same direction. And generally speaking, on a miniature, that's going to be down. As he paints upward, because this really wraps around. But this is a perfect example of we're going to get multiple coats, multiple thin coats, instead of one thick one that will obliterate detail. But yeah, in general, Like if you paint in this direction, don't do like the next coat in like up. Just always keep flowing in the same direction. I have a fairly busy day tomorrow. I'm going Christmas shopping with my youngest. Or rather, with my oldest. She and I are gonna go find stuff for the youngest and for Mrs. the Dungeon Delver. We're gonna hit a few different places, and when I get home, I'm gonna be making a cheesecake for my friends over at Gods and Monsters. And Saturday is going to be equally busy because I will be delivering said cheesecake to Gods and Monsters. And we have our first layer of Santa's sack. Or I should say, Sophie's Santa's sack. You guys can sort of see it there. And now I'll come through and I'll start her tabard. And by the way, if you're just stopping by and you haven't subscribed, please do click the subscribe button. Click the bell icon for notifications. You know, I almost think I would prefer to be using my mag eyes and not my readers to be painting with. I think my mag eyes are just a little more potent. So how about you guys? What is your last Saturday before Christmas looking like? You running around like mad people like I'm gonna be? Oh, and I will try and live stream. I will try and live stream the finishing up of Sophie here for you guys. Kind of depends. All right. Again, one thin coat here. One thin coat is what's going on. Actually found your late husband paints. Wheeling Dragon, that is wonderful. That is absolutely wonderful. I hope that you're able to do that. If it was something that he loved doing, and you can feel perhaps a bit closer to that memory by painting some minis, then I hope that's something you can do. I genuinely do. All right, so there's our first thin coat going on. Edge. Now, folks, let me tell you something. Whether you are doing oh, whether you are doing slop job minis, just quick paint, or you are coming in and you are trying to win a Golden Demon award, use an armature, please. Use an armature. That's a juice bottle cap and blue tack. Now, some people prefer handles so they can hold like this, like a little sword or a knife. And that is certainly an option. That's certainly an option. All right. Yes, Wheeling Dragon, I would love to hear more about your painting. You may always come here or on any other social media. I'm on Twitter at @A_Dungeon Delver, Facebook Bill Sylvie 7. But if that's something you would like to share with us, I would love to see it. Now, a question for you guys. So you can get this to focus. She has a sort of a breastplate. Is that armor? Should I make that like a shining gold? Or should that be red like part of Santa's outfit? I'm just feeling like an armor vibe from it. What is going on with her hip over there? I have to get a close-in shot. Can you guys see that? Come on, come in. Focus. You're not gonna do it, are you? You stinker. So I can't tell if her hip right there next to the tabard, if that is bare skin, if that's more the tabard, or what should I be doing over there? That's going to have to be like a final details kind of thing. Well, we've got our hat to do, so let's work on our hats. My brush is getting a little stiff. Hang on. One thing I can tell you is I'm looking forward to the dry brushing. Dry brushing and ink washing cover a multitude of detail sins. Green shield? She does not have a shield, unfortunately. I'll tell you what, for the longest time, I used to have a wallpaper of Sophie that they put out that was absolutely gorgeous. She's in a green holiday dress, and she had two little cherubim holding like trays of victuals on either side of her. It was an amazing piece of art, and it was my desktop on my PC for a long time. Be careful not to get any of this on the ermine that is on the white fur on her Santa hat. This is going to look nice, I think. I think this is going to be just very cute. It's not going to be a mini I ever use at the table. It'll just be something I put out to show you guys during Christmases. That is a groovy looking Santa hat. I quite like it. You know, once upon a time, Reaper used to pick minis at random, and they would put D20 stats in their paper catalogs that they sent out. And I did reach out to them. I said, hey, I would love to write D&D adventures to put in your monthly Reaper catalog thing that you guys send out. Could we talk about that maybe? Just unsolicited. Never heard back from them. Oh well. That's life. Okay, she is coming along quite nicely. What do you guys think? First coat of the red, pretty kicking. Since the bag is red, maybe make the breastplate green. I like that idea. I like that idea a lot. Whipped cream fight. Oh my gosh. I just want to know where in the world you live that you don't wind up with chunks of frozen whipped cream stuck to everybody. I'm not trying to dox you, mind you, Wheeling Dragon. There's 18 of you guys out there. I'm going to take a minute and let that first layer dry, but in the interim, I'm going to come in and put a little bit of more flow improver so my palette doesn't dry, which if I was using a wet palette, that wouldn't be an issue. I know. I do use and like wet palette. Ah, Kansas, yes. I have their war game. Warlord. That was it. Reaper Warlord. I have their war game somewhere around here. Wheeling Dragon is going to be a fantasy inn geared for adventurers with disability, but it's for everyone. That's quite nice. I would like to ask you something, Wheeling Dragon. If I may. Hey, Kabuki, how are you? Good to see you. What is your take on the whole magical wheelchair thing in D&D, if I may ask? If you don't have an opinion, if you don't care to discuss it, if you don't want to discuss it, that is absolutely A-okay. You just say, no, I don't care. Sorry, I didn't mean to go silent on you guys. Just sometimes I just get target focused, you know? So we're putting our second coat of clear red on this. This may take a few coats of clear red to get good and red, good and Santa red. You find it interesting. Okay, that's fine. I don't know. I think the second I think the second coat is getting it. I know a lot of you guys might be watching on mobile devices. Some of you have told me before that you watch on your televisions that you have me blown up to 50 inches. But others have said, yeah, I listen to you all the time. I just put you on my phone and, you know, and I'm like, but I show things on the screen. How do you get through my live streams without seeing my beautiful face and my audio visual presentations? Of course, the real fun is going to come in doing the details, is the individual presence and her harness and all that sort of thing. So, these big parts that you guys are cheering me on, saying, "Oh, that looks awesome, Bill." Yeah, you haven't seen my bullshit attempts at detail. I'm just kidding. I'm a pretty good painter, I think. I could be wrong. But the one thing that I do tell people, and I mentioned this the other night, regardless of what you're painting, Guys, you're not painting like molten steel onto the mini. There is no forever with a painted mini. Let's say I went full crash course and spent the next 2 or 3 years of my life becoming a crystal brush level painter. And I look back at my minis, which are 3 foot good. And counting those here is awesome. But if I decided that this was completely horrible, I drop it in a cup of simple green. I go after it with a scrub brush after a few hours, and I'd have a clean mini to start with. No paint jobs are forever. Even testers paint. I have minis back here. I'm not, or minis over here. I have minis over here that are painted with testers model paint from way back in the day. If I wanted them stripped, yeah, there's solvents that will absolutely take testers model paint off. So I want to scroll back and see. Wow, 23 of you guys out there. Welcome, everyone. Oh, and thank you for your response, Wheeling Dragon. Hey, a nerd's nerd. Hello, hello. I quite like that. She is. I don't want to toot my own horn too much, but I think she's coming together pretty nicely. I'll work on her for another couple of hours. And you guys can see, actually, if you look on her wings, hopefully that'll come into focus. You guys see like the umber highlights as they sank down, or lowlights, really. The kind of, come on. Come on, focus. Bring that into focus. So you guys can kind of see the browns there. Those are actually going to look a lot, not the browns, but the wings are going to look a lot more textured when I start hitting it with the lighter brown dry brush colors. Minty fresh dragon breath. I'm not really doing a holiday adventure. What I'm going to do, okay, so if you don't know, if you guys look on either side of the screen, I can't remember where it's at. There's a little thing you can click YouTube memberships, and of course, down here, I've got my Patreon coming over there. At the $10 level, which is it's the Master Thief backer level, every month you get a first edition AD&D module from me, or my co-host Kyle might write it. And this month's is going to be the corporate adventure that I ran for a GitHub programming team that hired my services through GuideKey, which is my company, my DMing for hire company. But the adventure I ran them through is this month. It's not Christmas themed. I may just write up like literally a I might just do a stat block for her, you know. Yeah, she's a succubus, but she went from chaotic good to chaotic neutral to, or from chaotic evil to chaotic neutral to chaotic good, and has changed her ways and yada yada. You know, give her some stats. Well, I think that looks lovely, and I think it's time that we got some shading on her, on that bag. Put my flat hand behind it. Like that? Oh, that, yeah. Excellent, yeah. Let's see. Let's turn her all the way around. Oh, that focuses rather quickly. So yeah, we're gonna get some red ink in there, and this is Reaper. They don't do their inks anymore, I don't think. If you guys want to check that out, but other companies make shading inks, and you can make washes and that sort of thing. But this is 9210 red ink. T-shirted historian. There's a dude. How are you, my friend? How are you? I have been negligent. I've been going back and watching your streams in the post, but I have not been able to eke out time this season, and I apologize. I really do. I hope to in 2024. Miss Bella Games, how are you? Merry Christmas to you, Zachary. Happy holidays. I know a lot of you folks, you might be heading out tomorrow. Please be safe. It's crazy out there. As my father used to say to me when I would drive to and fro, he would say, please be careful, son. And I'd always roll my eyes, but he would always remind me, it's not you I'm concerned about. It's those other lunatics out there. Well, one thing I do invite you guys to do, regardless of whether or not you want to support me on Patreon or whatever, is please like the video if you like the video, and leave a comment down below and spread the good word. Spread the good word. You know, if you like this and you want to see more of it, spread it around. Let me tell you what, Wizards of the Coast has provided me with nearly 4,000 subscribers since exactly 1 year ago. I remember it was about this time of year, I made a post on Twitter when I was sitting at like 1390 or something like that, and I said, hey, haha, it sure would be nice to round out the year with not with 1,300, but with like 1,400 subs. So is, for good luck, haha. And then 2 weeks later, Wizards of the Coast began shooting themselves in the foot, and they haven't stopped. Hasbro Wizards of the Coast has not stopped shooting themselves in the foot. It's been a hell of a thing to watch. Getting ready to do some red ink wash. Red ink. But honestly, the Hasbro has screwed up yet again videos. I would love it if the channel would grow organically from less disasterbation, but I'm also not going to not report on things that affect the whole damn hobby. But if you guys want to see the channel grow, please, please, please like, subscribe, but get the word out there. All right. Let's get to washing. Let's get to inking. Now, I know some of you folks might not separate. Oh my God, too much of that. I know a lot of you folks might not celebrate Christmas. Or you might not keep it in a very public way. But for those of you who do, and you like the sounds, what is your favorite Christmas song? When I was young, it was The Little Drummer Boy, and I will tell you guys why shortly. Oh, gosh, I love inking. That's not sarcastic. I had forgotten how beautiful how you could make a mini pop with ink. Now, The Little Drummer Boy is, it's a contemporary story. It's not. I once had someone ask me about that being in the Bible. It's not. I mean, I'm no theologian, but I can tell you straight up that the Little Drummer Boy is not a biblical story. But what it is a story of faith. And it's about a young boy stepping before the Christ child and saying, all I have for you is this. And it's a beautiful little story, and I liked it a lot when I was a kid, and I still like it a lot for the same reasons. Most renditions of it are good. I kind of stopped liking Christmas music. My interview with Carl Make Stuff brought you here. That's excellent. Oh, that's wonderful, Wheeling Dragon. That is wonderful. But I will tell you guys that my favorite Christmas song in the overall as an adult is the Steel Eye Span rendition of The Holly and the Ivy. It absolutely hits. I love, and I have someone I can only presume is a former friend. They stopped talking to me a long time ago. Just kind of fell out of contact. But I liked the Bing Crosby, What Child Is This? And that was the first time I'd ever heard The Holly and the Ivy, was the Bing Crosby medley of The Holly and the Ivy and What Child Is This? And I shared it with them, and they said, this is my favorite rendition, the Steel Eye Span rendition of The Holly and the Ivy. And that is a stop and listen song. I will not lie to you guys. I have been playing that on my Christmas list literally since Thanksgiving, a couple times a day. I don't get tired of it. Go listen on YouTube. Put it up in the background, whatever. Maddie Pryor and the rest of Steel Eye Span just... Man, now no other version can touch it. Somebody was like, oh, here's the such and such college women's choir doing it. Here's Medieval Babes doing it. Nope. Some Christmas songs just become of the singers who perform them, and nothing else will do. Okay. Now, when I was raving about the inking, look at the difference that ink wash made. Come on. Look where the shading took that. It'll look better once it dries out and it doesn't look all. It doesn't look so wet. And when I start hitting that with a 50-50 white and clear red dry brush to bring up the upper surfaces, those shadowed areas on her tabard, on her hat, it's just going to look amazing. Guys, if you're not inking, if you're not washing, you are missing half of what you could be doing. And that is, an ink and wash is like half of your speed painting. And it's the last half of it. Well, no, it's a third of your speed painting. Let's go back to the Manticore. Okay, the Manticore, that's a base coat, a brown wash all over him, and then the colors, the colors I base coated with, dry brushed on top. And this guy, done in 20 minutes. A link for the holly and the ivy. Yes. Let me see here. I'm going to have to, let's new tab. Let's see if this will work. Nope, that did the whole, oh no, Google link. No, Bing link. So it's the Bing, and then it's buried, and then damn it. Hang on. All right, let's see if this one will work. Miss Bella Games, you're going to have so much fun with that. Still didn't work. Why can search engines just not give me the... All right, fine. I will click the link. I will immediately pause it so I do not get copyright struck if it decides, hey, I'm just going to play through your speakers. I'm going to close that. Well, tell your roommate to subscribe to my 3D printing channel. I'm curious if I ever gave Cultic a try. It's a classic Doom Blood vibes. It will ping my buttons like they do yours. No, I have not heard of that. T-shirted. Ping me somewhere where you can send me a link. Yeah, I am super happy about how the inking came out on this. In fact, I want to get in there. There we go. And then, yeah, definitely down there. Now, one thing that I do want to point out, if your inks ever run where you didn't want them, don't panic. you should always have a rag or paper towels where you're painting. Immediately just bring up a tiny corner, dip it in the ink, and it will draw. Oh, crap. Okay, all right, T-shirted. Let me explain something. That's right, you did buy it for me as a gift. Shortly after you got me that, I remember it now. I am so sorry. Shortly after you got me that, my Steam hard drive packed it in. The hard drive that I had all my games on completely just bit the big one. And that took all my save games, everything like that. I have been struggling to try and get that thing restored. I have a new motherboard for the hard drive that I'm going to try. I know I can download it on another rig, but before I get into other games, I want to try and recover that. I forgot about that. T-shirted. I apologize unreservedly. Old person brain, my friend. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. It's not that I didn't care. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. But you can use just about any dry object and pull the wash out of where too much of it's spilled. Q-tips as well, Sean. Thank you, T-shirted. You are a scholar and a gentleman. By the way, everyone, please subscribe to T-shirted Historian's channel on YouTube. Let me know. Oh my gosh, what is? Please tell me I didn't just lose my stream. What is going on with? Oh my gosh. Yes, I know some painters who do. You're talking about the wedge-shaped, the wedge-shaped doodads. Can I get you out of full screen mode without breaking? Oh Lord. Let me see here. Let's go over here. T-shirt, it is at 837. Guys, that is not that much. Can we please get T-shirted up to $1,000? Everybody right now, please. There's 22 of us. That's like a sixth of the way to what he needs to do. But please, everybody, go subscribe. Thank you, Danny. That is really cool to know. I'm all about cheap and easy. Yeah, but everybody, please throw a subscribe to T-shirted. Let's get him over a K. We could do that before the end of the year. We could do that before January 1. Guys, there's no reason to not give this man your full and undivided attention. Unless, he's some kind of monster. Let's see. That's matte varnish. That's matte white. That'll work. That might work. Do I have another white color? I have my my foundation white. That's Vallejo 919. Back before they went to a 5-digit color scheme. This bottle of paint is 20 years old, but I love it. It is my favorite brush-on primer of all time. And they still do make it. So let's see. I'm over here watching T-shirted metrics when I should be hanging out with you guys. 843. That's that Dungeon Delver effect, T-shirted. 843. Come on, guys. Let's get them to 850. There's got to be 7 of you out there who haven't subscribed to T-shirted. Let's see it. Let's see it. 843. 850 get. $850 get. And more and beyond. Local Gumby, are you subscribed? Go to the link that I have up on screen. Go to the link. Subscribe to T-shirted Historian, please, if you're not already. Okay. I want to do some dry brushing. Problem is, I got to stand up and get a brush to dry brush with, because these are detail brushes and they're still in good shape, and I don't want to blow them out with dry brushing. So bear with me a second. I got to move this camera because I got to stand up. I'm going to try and keep it at least somewhat pointing at the table. Oh, the light is blowing it out big time. All right. And in case you're wondering, yes, I am painting around my Dwarven Forge. It's fine. So, let me slowly turn. I'm wedged in here. If I like whip this chair around too fast, I'll snag stuff and just bring it cascading down on me. Which I know that, like, you guys think that's hilarious. I don't. Hang on. Okay, what do we got to dry brush with? Who is the sacrificial dry brush lamb tonight? All right, I got one here. It's a little blown out. I gotta be careful because, as you can see on camera, it's got a bit of a green hue on it. Uncle Brat, hey Uncle Brat, you subscribe to T-shirted Historian. His link is right up on the screen. Go throw him a subscribe, please. Let's see if we can get him up to 1,000 before the end of 2023. He's at almost 850 now. 150 subs. That's easy to pick up. It's easy peasy. Let's see. Yeah, I feel like this is just. Let me see if I re-wet that, is it going to bring? No, it's not. Okay, I'm ready to chance it. I'm ready to do some dry brushing. So let's get our clear red. I see 843. $845. There we go. Thank you, Uncle Brad. But anyway, the Delver effect. because I've said it before and I'll say it again, we're community here on YouTube, okay? We're community here. Appreciate that, Uncle Brett. Uncle Brett and I were talking airbrush art over on Discord the other day. Because I don't know if you guys were here the other night. I have a great affinity for for art books. I have some behind me that you guys can't really see, but I would say my favorite airbrush pinup artist is probably Hajime Soriyama. And Uncle Brett and I were kind of chit-chatting back and forth about that. You died and subbed. Anyway. But yeah, I love Soriyama, Louis Royo. Louis Royo, as I put it to someone, is like he's like if Soriyama had said, "Okay, I'm going to do what I do, but nobody's going to take a bath, and instead of shiny chrome, it's going to be rusty iron." Wheeling Dragon. What is... Hang on a second here. Wheeling Dragon. I did not realize... Because I'm on StreamYard. I can't really see, like, profiles. So, let's see. Let's open up a new tab. I don't see you. Is it... Do I have to go the Wheeling Dragon? Because I'm not finding you on a search. I'm not finding you on a search, dear. Oh, there you are. Okay. All right. The Wheeling Dragon. Subscribed. Army Painter paints are really good. The only Army Painter paints that I will say ill of is their speed paints. They just didn't work for me. And that sucks because of all the large numbers of plastic embarrassment. And metal embarrassment, if I'm being honest. You know, if you guys look close enough back on his older stuff, I'm actually in like a couple of T-shirted historians videos. He was kind enough to have me on. By the way, we might go another hour and a half with this. I don't know yet, but we'll see. Okay, so we've got our red. Now we're highlighting with this. We're going to be dry brush highlighting, and I got way too much paint out for what I'm going to do, which is my sin. It is my embarrassment. But we have this matte white from Army Painter, which may be too far gone. I'm not feeling a lot of... Nope, that worked. That actually worked very well. So let's mix this up. And we've got light red, aka pink. Now we're going to throw some flow improver in there. 9106 flow improver. So how are you going to celebrate when we get to that 1,000 sub mark there? T-shirted. What's going to be the big thing? I'm thinking of doing a 10,000 sub face conceal where you guys never have to look at me again. I just wear, I don't know, a Darth Vader helmet or something. Okay. One of my favorite things to do on minis, dry brush. We get paint on brush. We take brush. We remove 90% of paint. We leave very little paint on brush. We see, yep, that's perfect. And then perpendicular to our fold lines, we just start wicking the brush to get the little tiny bits of paint onto the raised surfaces of our mini. And I realize now that I've lost my ability to even. Tons of things to give away. You do, man. You'll roll in and just be like, well, here's the 25 things I've gotten this weekend for gaming. Which is very cool. That's neither a complaint nor anything. You deserve it, man. You deserve it. Now, one of the things you've got to be careful with when you're dry brushing is that you don't accidentally use the stiffer bristle to scrub paint off, to scrub your undercoat off, which can happen. All right, there we go. There we go. Now, dry brush is so wonderful for building up layers that you can come in and you can just add more white, dry brush again, add more white, dry brush again. And you just build up layer after layer after layer of highlights. And it's actually pretty awesome. But essentially with dry brush, you never want to drive your bristles in. Oh, that's awesome, guys. That's awesome. You never want to drive your bristles in and inadvertently scrub at your deep shading that you have done so much of. You only want to catch the upper surfaces and ridges as I am leaning out of shot with the mini again. I apologize. You only want to catch the upper surfaces like the top of her hat here. The top of her hat. That is where light is shining down. So we want to come in and we want to dry brush the top of it and get all of those wrinkles and folds. And you can see, look at that, it's turning pink. That's a little too acute of an angle. Or no, that would have been an obtuse angle. That's acute. It was too obtuse. But dry brushing covers a multitude of sins. And the way to know that your brush is dry enough, by the way, if you guys have seen me, I don't know how well that's showing up. With those red streaks, that tells me that the paint's too wet and I basically need to get more of it off. I didn't understand dry brush when I was a little kid. It didn't make any sense to me. But now I do, and it's wonderful. And now, first I will show you guys, and then I will be coming back to add more white. But you guys can see the highlights, particularly on top of her hat. And her bag. And I'll be coming back in, and I'm going to be adding more white, and we're going to make that an even lighter shade. And then we're going to dry brush with it again. I have to add more water to it too. Or seeing Nemesis, I think of the song by Shriekback. It's like a 90s like dance industrial. And they could have been huge. They could have been like KMFDM huge, and I don't know why they weren't. But Nemesis by them, I love that song. That is a delightfully bitter song. Particularly, I think it's the last verse. We are not monsters, we're moral people, and yet we have the strength to do this. This is the splendor of our achievement. Call in the airstrike with a poison kiss. All right, let's see. All right. There we go. I was with my youngest today, and we were at the local dyeing mall. We have a pretty strong mall near us that has been in existence since the early 1970s, but we've got one that they built like in the late 90s, mid-late 90s that is DED dead. So that means, of course, that everybody who's in there gets ultra cheap rent, and so you get cool little non-chain specialty boutiques. And my youngest went in, and we were picking up a book from a B. Dalton that was in there. It was the only place we could find it. And they had an anime store. I mean, I don't just mean like, they were full and they had cosplay, stuff like that. And she was over the moon because she likes doing that sort of thing. Yeah, that's Machinations is the sci-fi version of Lamentations of the Flame Princess by Jim. How dare you have fun playing RPGs, Raggy? Oh, that's not working at all. Come on. Get in focus. Oh, it's my arm. Something's not working right with the focus there. Maybe over here. That's actually better. This The focus on this one has gone completely wonky, and I don't know why. I'm going to have to hop up and adjust that. Let's see. Hang on, guys. All right. By the way, it just occurred to me, my mic has been pointing off at a like almost completely useless angle. Were you guys hearing me okay? Properties, configure video. Where is the configure video window? Okay, I honestly don't know why this thing has completely lost the beam. Can I get it to focus now? There we go. So you guys can kind of get the idea of the highlights that are going on with the dry brush. But anyway, my oldest and I are going this, this Friday. Tomorrow, we're going to be scooping back in that place and maybe getting her a thing or two that she was oohing and awing over. Are you guys enjoying this? Is this like fun for you guys? I hope it is. And, you know, if you're afraid that you've overdone it on the highlighting, remember, you can come back and paint over it. You can come back and shade under it. What do you guys think? Should I hit one more layer of dry brush highlight? Should I go lighter and do a little bit more? What do you guys think? Should I do a little bit more lighter highlighting with it? What do y'all think? Let me know in the chat. That was a very delicious cider. So I have a couple of people saying it's good as is. I'm just looking at her wings a little bit where I've done the washing, and that's the washing. That's the next. Let's see, what have I got here? Muddy brown. Is muddy brown going to be light enough? I wonder. I don't know. I feel like this is going to be too dark. I really need to not be trying to judge by a bottle of paint that has not been shaken up properly in a really long time, though. I think that's going to be too dark. I think that's way too dark to try and highlight with. And I can mix some white with it, but I don't know. You would do orange highlights on the bag? Yeah, the colors do get blown out. It's like I'm looking at it here and it looks awesome, and then I put it up on the camera and I'm like, ah. But yeah, I might come through and do some orange highlights. That's a good catch. T-shirted. And not dry brush highlights. I mean literally individual highlight touches. because that is actually how the blood angels that I'm going to be doing are being touched up. I have an orange for doing that with. I don't think it's over here. But what dark do I have? That bloodstained red, that's not what I want. Pure black, brown ink. Leather brown, that's what I'm after. I think this is what I want to dry brush her wings with, the leather brown. So let's get that shaken up. And we'll get to working on that. You find all nice painted. Don't mix white with red to highlight, you'll end up making pink. Well, in the case of Santa Claus's outfits and so on, it's not quite that bad. But yeah, I may come and hit this with some orange highlights. I like your thinking. Son, I like the cut of your jib. Sausage and mushrooms with a big salad. That sounds delicious, Wave. All right, getting ready to go in and start doing some heavy dry brushing. You can do a damp brush, by the way. You can absolutely do a damp brush. That's where you have a little bit of wetness to your dry brush. This is pretty good. This is a pretty good fun stream tonight. And do you guys like the 3-camera setup? I used to just have like the DSLR trying to peek over my shoulder, and I try and get one of these webcams involved. But I think this is the best, honestly. You guys can see what I'm doing. I can hold the minis up occasionally. I should get it like a third cam. I should get a third one of these and just have it dedicated. It sits here. The mini goes exactly this distance away from it to show you guys what I'm doing. See, I've never done a 3-camera setup on me at once. I wish I had 3 DSLRs. I was talking last night about looking into a motorized gimbal, like a 3-axis motorized gimbal, or even just an XY gimbal. And I mean, I'm not saying it's not worth investing in. I haven't done homemade pizza in a long time, Miss Bella Games, but there was a run last year when I was just going nuts with it, and I loved it. I loved making homemade pizza. I'm on omelets these days. I'm on a big omelet kick. I'll throw some bacon and portobello mushrooms, or some Miss Portobello mushrooms, and some sharp cheddar, couple of eggs in my little non-stick pan. 10 minutes later, got a fantastic meal. But yeah, I was doing homemade pizza for a while. I need to get back to that. Oh, I'm sorry. They're good soups to have. They're good soups to have. Soup is good food. Yeah, that is going to be good. That is going to be a good highlight. And I almost just started dipping my brush in without thinning it. Thin your paint! I tell you what, you guys want to see the funniest stuff. And it's cruel because it makes fun of people and their painting abilities. But go to 1D4chan. You know what? After I do this brushing, we're going to check that out. We're going to go there. All right, here we go. I'm a little scared of this, but again, hey, It's nothing I can't fix. All right, here we go. Here we go. It's not about the money. It's about sending a message. All right. Here we go. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving this. All right. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is sexy. So sexy. I'm loving this. Light brown, dry brush. I'm going to be showing this to you guys in just a couple of minutes, and you're going to be like, damn, I want to marry that mini. I think it's legal in California. I am loving that. See, because you can't, like, just matte black. Okay, there's the wings, they're black. That just doesn't work, right? So you gotta come in. You gotta highlight those wings. You gotta dry brush and get some pop on those wings. So you guys can see those real well. They're kind of coming in there. But again, this is literally just coming back and forth and mixed in with the black. It is really doing it. And this canonically is what Sophie's wings look like. They're black and brown, like bat wings. And I don't want to go too crazy because I don't want my my low lights and shading to get mixed, to get munged up. But there you go. And tilt that a little bit. Come on. I mean, that could even stand. I think the backs look better, if I'm being honest. Good night, Wheeling Dragon. Be well. Be well. Go lay down. Get feeling better. I hope to see you around the live streams. All right. Let's just come over here. Gonna hit those wing tips, of course. Those are definitely areas of interest. I am really happy with these wings. I don't know, maybe some super duper, lol, I speed paint better than you do character studies person might look at this and call it shit, but I think I did a really good job so far. Anyway, so I want to share this with you guys real quick. First of all, let me get my controls back. Let's go studio view. And I'm going to come over here. I'm going to pop this open. By the way, well done, my minions. T-shirted Historian is now up to 846, but I know we can get 850 before the end of the stream. So if you haven't subscribed, T-shirted's thing is there. Please subscribe. Wheeling Dragon is now rocking 52. So well done, group. Let's see. Damn it. Come on. All right, fine. Crap, I think 1D4chan may be down. Yeah, no, it's down. All right, let's go through archive.org, see if this works. All right. Can I find it? Main page. All categories. Okay. I will share this with you guys. Hang on a second. Oh, Lord. This may be impossible to find. Good. Good. Okay. Yeah, it's gone. Anyway, there were really, really awful paint jobs. Oh, thank you, Sean. I'd love to see it. There were really, really awful paint jobs, and I mean, these were just. I'll try and find some pictures. Maybe there's something out there still. I don't want to watch another YouTube video. No, I can't find it. But anyway, it was very funny captions on very badly painted minis because people were putting paint on their minis who were 2D4chan. Okay, all right. Let me see if that works. There we go. See, that's a thing that I know now. And we're gonna look at this page together. We're going to all enjoy some thinner paints together. All right. Present. Share screen. Window. Thinner paints. And add to stage. Thin your paints. Let me zoom this. Thin your paints is far and away the most commonly offered painting-related criticism seen on tabletop games Most seen in reference to some new Warhammer 40,000 player's fuzzy photographs of his first attempts to paint a model. The second most common appears to be the "you put the effing pauldrons on the wrong way" round. Since new players are invariably playing Space Marines, trolling or not, thin your paints is always good advice to give to a new painter. However, the phrase has reached the point where it gets posted whenever something badly painted is shown on TG. And here we go. Emperor, I am melting. And then they talk about thinning your paints and so on and etc. But we're here for the lulz. The Imperial Guard is not an organization known to be picky in recruitment. That includes with Grandpapa with Down syndrome and with missing his dentures. Ha! I see you uploaded by whoever that is. Bought these on eBay. Ugh. He tried to commune with nature, and nature gave him permanent disfigurement. Yikes. His God was not kind to him. Leaked 6E class, 20th level class ability. You become a humanoid animal permanently. See, my painting is better than this. Not by much, but it is somewhat better than that. So therefore, I think I do okay. I think I do a little bit better. Decorated 17 times and painted several more. It just, woo. Thrones arse plate. Do you have Parkinson's or something? Why? Why? Oh, dear sweet Jesus. Fun fact, that wreck plus all paints cost him upwards of £100. Yikes. Ultramarines are truly worthy of their spiritual liege. This one is from a professional painting service. Great amateurish work on the detailing, craft work for the face. That's Games Workshop for you. See, that's not terrible. I mean, the face is fixable with a few minutes. But I also wouldn't attempt to sell that to someone. Don't look into their eyes. Don't look into their eyes. Jesus, the captain's gone cockeyed. Ah! Look at that. Oh my God. From My Little Pony's partial birth thing into your darkest nightmares. I have no words. I have absolutely no words. I don't know what that's supposed to be. I have no mouth and I must scream, what the frick? I mean, what even happened there? What even happened? And this is a good one. I can't tell if Sanguinus is supposed to have a beard or if he's just vomiting. Yeah, somebody tried to draw a husbando of Sanguinus on the tank surface, and yeah, he's right. Can't tell if he's supposed to have a beard or if he's just vomiting. You're not as disturbed as the person who painted this. Even if this was painted well, she would still have bare breasts. That's just plain tacky. Actual description from the painter. Still, this is one of my favorite paint jobs to date. I hope you like her. I have this miniature for my wife. This is all armor. And this is the most god-awful, terrible paint job. And this is like a Reaper weapons pack weapon. This person basically ruined an irreplaceable metal Sister of Battle, and I hope at this point in that person's life, because this image is fairly old on the site, that they have thrown it in simple green and scrubbed away this abomination and given her a sword and her bundle of roses like she should have. That is just dreadful. She has 3 left hands. What is going on? Hand holding this abomination, another hand holding this abomination, but she's holding the dove in her right. This just gets worse the more I look at it. That just gets worse the more I look at it. That is terrible. The guy on the right, Irvine here, has 2 right hands. Zoom and enhance. Yeah, he has 2 right hands. With his first right hand and with his second right hand. And he ruined a beaky to do that. Oh my God, that is just offensive. I, Cato Sicarius, Supreme Ultramarine fighting for the Spiritual Liege, do make note of his fabulous leopard print loincloth. God. He looks like Michael Berryman wrapped in plastic trash bags that are vaguely in the shape of Terminator armor. This is supposed to be a scroll hanging down for a tabard, like an imperial scroll. And I guess they just figured black blobs. They didn't thin their paints, Miss Bella. They didn't thin their paints. Brother Librarian, I can feel my face sloughing off. To be fair, these models are super tiny. Those are pen lids they're sitting on. Looks more like a problem with the undercoat. Yeah, this is orange peel. This is orange peel. This is when your primer comes out gritty and you don't scrub it off and either re-apply it or thin it out somehow. But honestly, again, these miniatures, if you look at Sophie, I will indicate this. Hang on a second. Bring my dashboard up. So if you look at Sophie, we can get her in the middle. The mini, the 2 minis are about the same size as Sophie's right leg there that I'm indicating. That's how big those minis are. So you can't really fault the person because they did get in there and detail like 5mm minis. They just screwed up the undercoat. This, the red one is a like a 1989 era Terminator. And the blue one is a 1989 era Terminator Librarian for epic scale Warhammer 40K. And yeah, they are 5mm tall. One of my favorites. By the God Emperor, did this guy stick his face inside a heavy flamer? Yeah, that's just... And there's hair stuck to it, which means that not only did the person do an awful painting job, they use terrible brushes. Even in death, I still feel pain. So the base coat on this one isn't bad, and the metallics here aren't bad on the guns. But yeah, he blobbed up the details, so that's not awful. That is by far the best looking one of the bunch. This is not that bad until you see the neck. No, I think it's that bad. I think it's that bad just across the board. Yeah, hopefully not. Why does it have golden? Yeah, this is a Tau captain, and someone gave him a big mop of blonde hair. I don't know why. I only know it's Tau because I vaguely recognize the shape of the gun, and it's got the shoulder pauldron. Yeah, that's... Katakan is well known for its unexpected and sudden acid rains. Oh my gosh. How could you F up a battle suit like that? That's an achievement all its own. Yeah, that is dire. That is dire. Now, when that was new, that was like $14. Seriously, one Crisis suit was like $14 in a box. Now, that's like $45 for one Crisis suit. It takes a certain mindset to join the vile Tau Xenos, but that Kroot gun with a chain blade bayonet looks pretty cool. I mean, those guys are just like badly painted. They're not like the god awful we've seen. A trash elemental. No, seriously, that's what it looks like. Kit bash fail, paint fail. Yeah, I don't know what's supposed to be going on here, but it's not good. You can see the pain in his eyes. Yeah, why? Now, these guys are Necrons. They're basically like, because Games Workshop rips off everyone and everything. These guys are supposed to be Chrome. They're Terminators. Like they're Necrons are T-800 endoskeletons. Again, another example of GW ripping things off. These guys are supposed to be Chrome Terminators. So, yeah, banana yellow Necrons. Don't look into his eyes. Yeah, Vindicare. Just ruined. Just an old metal Vindicare. Just terribly done. I am not an animal. I am a human being. I am a man. Oh, Lord. What happened? Did you paint that miniature with a lighter? With a cigarette lighter? Somebody wanted $40 for this model because it's professionally painted. I would pay you $40 to strip that mini and start over. Quality men were not meant to know. Okay, this is from a parody video that Duncan Rhodes did. This is actually from a parody video that Duncan Rhodes did. So that's a bit of a, yeah. A paint job worthy of the Lord of McCrag. Who am I kidding? He deserves better. Blam, heresy. I painted and sold stuff for much less than that. Beat badly. Yeah. I didn't know Kane came in pizza flavor. I preach so that others may not suffer my fate. Yeah, the Inquisitor is just, ugh. Warning to not expose your Astartes to above room temperatures. You know what? You know what this one looks like? Have you guys ever seen, like, people will share pictures of the SpongeBob ice cream bar you get from the ice cream truck or from the cold section at 7-Eleven? That's what that looks like. Oh, I want an Imperial Space Marine. Mine's a 99. Blah. You know, you ran around with it in the summer sun. All right, we've got a few more of these to get to. I've suffered for my art, and now it's your turn. Oh, I missed the caption on this, but that's okay because that is god-awful. This is what causes the Black Rage. Not even Crossmaster minis are safe. Yeah, see, that one's more or less competently painted in terms of color composition and brush control for a beginner. but that paint looks like it was put on with a tongue depressor in terms of levels of thickness. Her blade looks like that because you just tore your eyes out. See, I think that one is slightly better than the previous one we just saw. And by the way, I don't know what Crossmaster is. So. The grimdark future of the Power Rangers. Excellent, Sean. Not even the Gretchens are safe from this evil. Hey, at least he got the lips purple and the teeth and the tongues all separately painted. Clubbed feet is a sadly common side effect of the Blood Angel's gene seed. Yeah, why did he give it bare feet? I don't understand. Unlike most of the entries, this one doesn't have the excuse of being done by an amateur. They're sold like this. Yeah, that's like a Pathfinder Battles or something. Dehydration does terrible things. See, I don't know. I honestly, I think shape up the eyes a little bit, and you've got a perfectly passable miniature there. That is an actual miniature by GW professional painter Duncan Rhodes. It is one of the first ones he ever painted up, and he kept it that way, just to learn better. How many of these have we got? Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. Oh, why? This tank was unfortunately caught in the midst of a very sticky Slaneshi orgy. Update: the Anon in question has salvaged this plaster-covered tank and into an infected obliterator tank. Terrible. Rewarded with the Crux Terminatus and paint and several more layers of paint. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Didn't clean his flash off. Fighting on Armageddon takes a toll on your equipment. Better than the others we saw. Perhaps death truly was a mercy compared to this hell. Come on. He's a little bug-eyed, but yeah, they've gotten better. All right, so Sean Rader was talking about putting stuff up on Discord. Let me let's get over there and look at what Sean's got going on the Discord of his painted minis. All right, let's see. Is it fantasy art? Do you put it in fantasy art? Off topic. Where'd you put it on the Discord at? Is it in memes? It's not under music discussion. AD&D, perhaps? Come on. It's not in music discussion. God save me from heavy metal Christmas carols. Sorry. So where am I looking for these, Sean? You said you posted 2 on Discord. Let me know. Anyway, I want to kind of go back and be done with this silliness. So we're going to remove that. And we're going to pop back over here. over here. And I'm going to go back to Paint Studio. So, I've lost a lot of people's interest. Yeah, I love how those wings turned out. This looks a lot better than it does on camera. And I'm probably going to come through and I'm going to follow your advice, T-shirted, and do some orange highlights to make the red pop a little bit more than the softer pink that it is. I think the next thing I'm going to take on is her hair and her armor. And I'm still not sure about that hip. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be harness or what. But here she is so far, guys. Here she is so far. And look, I'm not going to lie. I think she looks pretty good. I think she's coming together quite nicely. Someone tried to play you the metal version of Santa. Good, good. You don't need that in your life. There is a now she's got a pretty good gig. I'm going to give her that. She's an opera singer. She's a professionally trained opera singer, and she does react to videos where she reacts to rock music and everything, stuff that she never listened to growing up. And it's fun to see somebody experience like The Spirit of Radio by Rush, or Tom Sawyer by Rush, or anything by Ozzy, Led Zeppelin, that sort of thing for the first time. And she talks about it from the perspective of someone who grew up around classical music and so on. And I'm subscribed to her channel. Is it the I can't remember the name of her channel now. Oh, well, I mentioned it before. But she talks, she did the band, I guess there's a band called Disturbed. And she talked about their version of Sound of Silence, and she was gushing over it. I'm like, no. I'm sorry. The Sound of Silence is it is Simon and Garfunkel's song. Nobody can touch their rendition of it. There are plenty of songs where the remakes were better. The covers, if you will, the cover version is better. Johnny Cash's Hurt is a completely different song and Titanic compared to Trent Reznor 9 Inch Nails version. Thank you, T-shirted. Thank you. I'll let you know when I get my drive repaired and am able to play the game. But I think I'm just about done for this evening, guys. I'm liking where we've gotten her, where we've gotten so far. And the next couple of times you see me painting her will be possibly tomorrow night and possibly Saturday night, maybe Sunday night, maybe possibly Sunday night. But I'm digging it. Oh, it's on the guac. Okay. Well, I'll share that real quick before I wrap up this evening. Let me pull up the Discord then. All the way over here. If I can find it. I'm looking for it. Don't mind me. Thought I had I thought I had that locked down. In general, for the guac, that's not. No, 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 nope, 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 nope. Why is it not? There we go. Okay, finally. Finally, I've got it. Dude, I'm digging these. Can I share them? Can I put them up Can I put these up on screen? Can I share these? Open that one in browser. We're gonna open that one in browser. Hopefully it'll open a new tab in the browser. Okay. So these are Sean Raiders. A nice bloody zombie there. I am digging it. Or nice bloody monster in general. Very cool. And we have, where'd my mouse pointer go? Kind of like a Nosferatu there. Very well done, Sean. Very well done. A werewolf transformation. Okay. I got you now. I got you. All right. So, thank you, Sean, for that. I'm gonna hide current comment so we can come back. Let's see, what time is it? Oh, it is 12:48. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up, I think, for the evening, guys. Thank you all so very much for hanging out with me tonight. I had a lot of fun. I hope you had a lot of fun. This young lady will be painted before the end of the Christmas season. On this show, we will be finishing her up. I promise you. So that's a thing that's going to happen. Mark my words. We're getting there. But until then, guys, be good to each other. Have an absolutely fabulous day. And if you're leaving, like if you're heading out, you're not going to be back. You're not going to be watching any shows because you've got holiday travel. Please, please, please do be careful. Be good to each other. Be patient with people. You know, we've all got stuff going on because of the holidays. And thank you for hanging out tonight, everyone. I will endeavor to do so, Praxis. Good night, all.
Have you seen my owl bear? Here's to all the weirdos everywhere in the woods and in the air. Have you seen my owl bear? Should I shave off all my hair? Bobs are all around. Some live in tunnels underground. Some are fat, some are rich, some are sleeping in a ditch. Can you ride a crooked horse without a saddle way off course? Naked as a toad all the way to Smoky Joe's. Have you seen the little creep driving fast in his little green Jeep? He smells like fish and brandy, but his rotten teeth look dandy. Take me to the show. I don't care if fast or slow. From action flicks to dancing dicks, just take me to the show.